face you in the next year or two with the National Security Advisor calls you at 3 o'clock in the morning and tells you that a couple of commercial jets have been hijacked, and they believe it's Al-Qaeda. And as we know, Al-Qaeda always tries a second time. They tried for the World Trade Center after 93. They came back in 01. They're heading for the Capitol. What do you do?
Well, look, I am hesitant to engage in hypotheticals like that because...
But it's unpredictable.
No, well, I don't think anybody predicted 9/11, and so we don't know what kinds of circumstances are going to come up. Here's the important thing about that 3 a.m. phone call. What you want is somebody who's, first of all, going to get all the facts and gather up good intelligence. The second thing you want is somebody who is able to analyze the situation, the costs and benefits of action. And one of the things that we know this president didn't do is to weigh the costs of going into Iraq versus the potential benefits of it. We want somebody who's going to be decisive, and I won't hesitate to strike against somebody who would do us harm if that's what's required. But the most important thing that you need is somebody who's going to exercise good judgment. And judgment is not simply a matter of sounding tough or talking tough. It's a matter of weighing and making good decisions under stress. And if you think about, for example, John F. Kennedy, his biggest mistake was going ahead with military action that hadn't been thought through. Right. His greatest triumph was actually showing restraint in a very dangerous, difficult situation. Now, obviously, something involving Al-Qaeda is not comparable, and my whole plan for going after terrorists is to refocus attention on terrorist networks, something that the Iraq War has been a distraction from. And what I've said repeatedly is, for example, I won't hesitate to strike against Al-Qaeda bases and high-value targets if Pakistan is not willing to act. And we have our sights on somebody, we should go after them. I was sharply criticized for that, both by John McCain, Hillary Clinton, and George Bush. Except it turned out that 3 weeks ago, we had one of our most successful strikes against one of the highest-ranking Al-Qaeda leaders doing precisely that. And I think that indicates the degree to which I am more than willing to use our military power where necessary. But we have to use it in a way that's responsible and weighs all the ramifications of action and is based on the best available evidence and not based on politics and ideology.
Most people believe that the intelligence was corrupted in this administration, that it was manipulated by civilians with political and ideological intent. How do you clean out the intelligence agencies and let them know you want the real intelligence? You don't want a twisted case made for whatever policy somebody's selling at the bureaucratic level.
Well, it starts at the top. It starts at the top. If the president is basing his actions on ideas that are preconceived and wants to ignore facts and only wants to hear things that reinforce what he already believes or she already believes, then you're going to have a problem. And that's why I think it's so important that we send a clear directive to everybody in our intelligence communities that I want independent thinking and I want people who disagree with me, as well as people who agree with me. I want to have everybody around the table. This is one of the most important criteria, I think, for having a good cabinet, a good sub-cabinet, and an effective federal government is when people have confidence that if they bring uncomfortable facts to the table, that somebody's going to listen to them and they're not going to be punished for bringing bad news. That's how you actually end up making good decisions.
Can you do this from day one? Can you make sure that the intelligence agencies get that message fast?
Absolutely. I mean, I think one of the first things that you have to do, even during transition, is to make sure that you send a message to everybody. I want all the bad news, and I want the bad news sooner than I want the good news.
Okay. Thank you very much.